Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of the podcast. And today we're
Hmm.
joined by an amazing guest. We're joined by Kushal of All in Capital. Kushal, welcome to the podcast. Would love to. For context, Kushal is a GP or a partner at All in Capital, and yeah, so would love to kind of know about the early days to the launch of the second fund. Like, what's the investment thesis, fund size, like anything you can share on that? Like, would love to know your insights and such on that as well.
Sure. At All In, we want to be the partner of choice for India's most ambitious tech founders. Our fund two is a $25 million fund. We can go up to 35 if the environment supports it. And typically, we do checks of anywhere from 300K to 500K in a company's first round. Usually, we come in very, very early, like when the founder has a paper plan. Sometimes they have a working prototype or maybe very early revenue. But we are almost often the lead in the round. We are almost always the lead in that pre-seed round. These are rounds in India where the founders are raising anywhere from 300K to a million, and we end up doing more than half of that round. Um, in terms of sectors and thesis, we are very bullish on AI. We've done a bunch of companies where AI is helping, people automate tasks or do things faster, improve workflows, and so on. We're very bullish on consumer in India. We've backed companies that are building both brands and marketplaces that serve the aspiration of India's consumers. And we're also very bullish on deep tech. So like we've backed satellite companies, we've backed manufacturing companies. We feel there's a new generation of Indian founders that's starting these bold deep tech companies, and we want to partner with them as well. These are broadly the areas, but within that specifically, we are really open to any new idea. We look for why nows, like what's changed in the world which makes this a great idea today. Usually that is a new technology like an AI or like VR or something new that could enable a new user experience. But beyond that, we are really broadly open to any new space. Yeah, that's about us at All In.
That's amazing that you seem to kind of have invested in a wide array of like different kinds of sectors. So, what kind of founder archetype do you look for when you are backing folks? And like, what are the typical founders that you kind of back? And how can one prepare themselves to kind of pitch to All in Capital if they're a founder?
Sure. So we usually have different frameworks for different sectors that we look at that are internally kind of that we've come up with over time, having backed so many companies. So there's no like public list as such as to what we like in each space. But how you can reach us is pretty simple, and you can reach out to any of us on LinkedIn. We have links in our bio, which you can just send me a message on Super DM, or you can even cold mail me on kb@allincapital.vc or anybody in my team, and we usually get back pretty quickly. You can also apply on our website. There's a form where you can just send in your deck and your some details about what you do. So we are quite approachable. You can also get an intro to us through any founders that we have funded, anybody that we have worked with. We work with a bunch of founder angels also in the ecosystem that are on our website. So if you know them, or you know somebody who knows them, or you know any of the founders that we have funded, you can go meet them and they'll be happy to introduce you to us. Well, yeah, those are the channels through which people come to us. But if you don't have any of that networks, you can just cold email me as well. That's not a problem. And In terms of framework, usually we tend to skew towards younger founders. I would say the average age of founders they are back must be around 25, 27. They come from good colleges, sometimes not. They have done some projects before which are interesting. They're typically technical people, like at least one of them in the team is technical. And We help them a lot with fundraising. We help them with narrative building. We help them with, getting them in front of potential customers and so on. But we love founders who are very high agency, meaning they don't wait for somebody to give them money before they execute, right? Like usually the founders we love are folks who already have gone out there and the vibe they give us is this person's going to build this business with or without me, right? So that's one marker we look for. We look for love of technology and like how deep is this person in their craft. So uh, we also love founders who have discovered, like we call them like earned secret founders, where they have, because of their work or because of their tinkering, they know something about the world that other people don't, and they have a very strong opinion on one particular part of whatever they've been working at has given them some insight which enables them to start this new company. So that's a pattern we see again and again. Uh, yeah, I think those are some sort of signs that we look for in people.
That was really insightful kind of signs that you shared, like kind of a bit different than what most VCs would say, because every VC I think has their own answer in terms of founder archetypes and what exactly they're looking for. So, would love to kind of get into something along the lines of like what have been some of your biggest wins or anti portfolio, if comfortable in sharing that. So
Our
yeah,
biggest wins in terms of portfolio companies that
yeah,
are
yeah,
doing well, that's what you
yeah,
mean? Okay.
something like that.
So I think from our first fund, one of the company which has scaled the fastest is a company called New Me. It's a fast fashion platform for India. It's a lot like Shein for India. Shein got banned here about 3 years back, and these guys stepped in to fill that gap. So New Me has scaled massively fast. Like they've gone from, we invested in them in July 2022 on a paper plan stage, and um, they are now in like they're probably already above 50 million a month in sorry, they'll be at 50 million a month scale, 50 million a year annual scale soon. And they've been like they have 14 stores open. Their app is one of the top shopping destinations in India. So they've scaled really, really fast. Then PureSight is doing really well. That's a company we backed in deep tech, which is building satellites to track ships in real time. So PureSight builds these STAR plus AIS satellites, which can see through clouds, it can see through tree cover, it can see at night. And there's a huge problem in the shipping industry called dark ships, which is ships which switch off their AIS transponders and now nobody can track them. And then they do illegal activities like illegal fishing or drug trafficking or human trafficking, terrorism, and so on. So PureSight satellites will be able to track these ships and will be able to support government agencies, insurance companies, shipping companies, people with assets out on the sea and help them protect, various nations, protect ecological damage, protect shipping companies from, their assets being used for this kind of activity and so on. So they just launched their demo satellite in December, and next year their actual satellite should go live. They raised 6 million more after we funded them. Magma is doing really well. It's a B2B marketplace for the ceramics industry in Gujarat. We have a company called Salty, which is doing well. It's a jewelry platform for India. Um, then we have a company called Tractor Factory, which is it's a B2, it's a marketplace for second-hand tractors. So if you're a farmer in India and you want to buy a tractor at half the price, you can go to a Tractor Factory showroom and they'll give you a refurbished tractor for anywhere from 30 to 60% of the price of the original tractor. That company is doing really well. So we have a bunch. I think we're very wide in terms of the kind of companies we do, and a lot of them are doing well, fortunately. So. Yeah, that's where we are.
Amazing, amazing, amazing to see all the progress of all these different companies that you backed and how, like, would love to also get into like some of the unexpected founder meetings you've had. So, where you kind of went in without any specific expectation and then the founder kind of blew you away. So, like, what are those
Hmm.
qualities that have made those founders stand out?
I think Peer side was a bit like that. Their deck was quite horrible, honestly, when they mailed me. But because the founder was from ISRO, I took the meeting. And in the meeting, I was blown away by how crisply they were able to articulate the problem and the product that they had built. It's a fairly complex, technical subject, and they were able to help me understand it on that call. So that stood out really well. And not just the like usually what we see with deep tech founders is they tend to get lost in the technology of it, where they'll spend 30 out of the 60 minutes explaining how this tech works and why it's cool and so on, but they often miss the business aspect of the company on, why is this a big business and who will pay for it, who will be the customer and so on. So Pure Side was refreshingly different on that front, where They had clearly done their work on, who potential buyers are, how much are they spending on this problem today, why would they come to peer site, and so on. So that was a refreshing pitch. Uh, I think in a pitch, we basically look for people who can just articulate clearly, why is it a big problem that they're trying to solve, and why are they the right people to solve that problem, and what is unique about their solution to this problem, how large that problem is, the market size, and the why now. What has changed in that world, why that makes this a good idea today. So our decision and evaluation is usually a function of these factors. So people who do well with us usually are very crisp and to the point. Like, in fact, last 10 days back, we committed to a founder whose pitch was like 25 minutes, and he was just click, 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 just hit all the right notes, and I didn't have anything else to ask him after that. It was just super clear. So we love founders who are to the point and who just get right to it, tell us what they're doing, and hit on these 4, 5 points. Sometimes they use a deck. Actually, mostly people do use a deck, but we are fine with whatever the founder is comfortable. Sometimes people just come and do a demo for us directly. So yeah, all of those approaches work, whatever the founder is comfortable with.
That's really good to hear that, you have backed some people, a lot of good companies on the back of just their pitch or just their demo or whatever format that they wish to present to you. And would love to kind of get your thoughts on like founder storytelling. So, how can founders improve their storytelling, make it more crisp? Like, what are some pointers, advice that you could share with them today?
Uh, I think the number one mistake people do is they don't. Um, VCs are very busy people. So we see like maybe 5 to 7, sometimes 10 companies a day, right? At the minimum, I'll make 3 companies in a day. So if you are talking to me, you're one of those on that day, right? You have to break your pitch down to just cut through that clutter and come to the point. Most people, I feel, waste a lot of time on past background. I did this in 2010, and then I did that, then this. So, they'll come to the point like 20 minutes into the call. By that time, you already lost the, person's attention. So people, I feel, don't utilize their time well. Like the best founders are able to crisply tell you what they do in like 2 minutes. Like, this is who I am, this is what I do, this is why it's a great idea, right? And now they have your attention, then they delve into the details. So I think when it comes to storytelling, catching somebody's attention in that first 5 minutes is the key. You actually have 7, 8 minutes. By the time, if you're not come to the point, you're done. Like, the guy is not even listening to you after that. And it's not just me. I think everybody who's a busy person who does a bunch of calls in a day is like that. So I think that's the number one mistake. Number two, I think, is people get too carried away by or rather, they use too many jargons which the person they're pitching to doesn't know about. Like, they'll use short form, like I'm using 80K to do seven, whatever. They'll use some random jargon, some short form or acronym like that, which I would have no idea what they're talking about, and then I'll have to pause them and ask. A lot of people, I'm sure, don't do that, so they just go out and say 7 acronyms in a 30-minute pitch, which the person doesn't understand what this guy's talking about. So acronyms and jargons, I think, are the second biggest issue. Like, third, I think, is the lot of people don't have a sense of, is the person listening to me or not. Like, like, you may be on the call and you're being polite by not interrupting the founder, but that doesn't mean they have your attention. So the best storytellers know when they have someone's attention and when they don't, even on a call. And they'll pause you and they'll like, so let's say you don't get a question for 20 minutes, that's usually a horrible sign. Like, that means the person's not listening to you, right? But if you're good at storytelling, you will pause, and every 2, 3 minutes you will do something to engage the person you're pitching. So maybe you will start with a question that, do you know how many, like, for example, the guy who was building a tractor factory business, right? We advised him, you should just start by saying, do you know how big the tractor market is in India? Just ask this question, right? And then people, like, now the person is on the spot and he's going to come back with some answer. So now you're engaged. Now this guy's talking to you, right? So that sort of pulls people into the conversation versus, like, you want your pitch to be a conversation where you said something, the person said something back, and you had a discussion, versus most pitches go as the person comes, talks for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, gets one question, maybe two questions, then they're done. So those pitches are not the best pitches usually that founders do. So I think the best ones are where there is a lot of interaction from the person you're pitching. And the best founders know can sort of judge that is this person really listening to me? Or are they just being polite?
Yeah, those are some really good tips on like how founders can actually incorporate storytelling, better storytelling into their pitches. And would love to kind of now get into the culture over at All In Capital. Like, what qualities or experiences are essential for someone to become a part of the All In Capital team? Like, what does it take to break into VC?
So I think we founder empathy is number one. Both me and Aditya have been founders ourselves, so we hate it when when we can't reply on time or for some reason we're not able to close the loop with the founder. So we don't like that kind of behavior, and we try and be prompt and responsive to every company that comes to us. Uh, the other quality that we like is curiosity. We love folks who go out of their way and pick up topics, learn about them, even when they don't have something to do with their day-to-day business. So, like natural curiosity is very hard to fake, and it comes out pretty quickly. And I think the founders also enjoy talking to investors who are genuinely curious about their, like even if they don't invest, when the person you're talking to is genuinely curious about what you're doing, has a point of view on that, or is able to, give you some, maybe make a connection with somebody else in some other domain that can potentially help you with some problem you're facing. That's the experience you want to give to a founder, whether you invest in them or not. So those are the qualities we look for in people who join us. Uh, and then, of course, as a fund, we want to be the most founder-friendly fund in India. I think we probably are. And which means whatever the founder needs help with, we try and do it. So, like, we respond fast, we give them quick answers. After investing, also, we're available on a WhatsApp. So, you need any advice from us or you need any connections from us, you can just call us up and we'll help you out. Uh, so yeah, I think we are quite open to that. Those are some of the qualities. I think in terms of hard qualities and what we look for, it's hustle and intellectual curiosity. So hustle is being able to go talk to someone and build a quick view on a space, be able to source a deal, able to source a founder who's raising before anybody else has met that person. And curiosity is being able to quickly pick up what this person is doing and why they are special, and start speaking their language in a couple of meetings. uh yeah, I think those are two things which we look for. And the third probably is empathy and kindness, where uh obviously you can't fund everybody you meet, but and in fact you can't fund most people you meet, right? But everybody who does meet you should walk away with a positive experience. So those are the three things we look for.
Those are some really good things. So I'll just recap for the audience. You mentioned about hustle, you mentioned about leaving them with an amazing experience, like a really positive experience. So, yeah, would love to kind of know now, like, how do you support the founders post investment? Like, what is the thing that differentiates your fund, from, say, some of the other funds out there?
Sure. So, see, founders basically need three things. They need either you get them follow-on investors, or you get them employees, or you get them customers or users. If you can help with any of these three things, then you've done a good job as a VC. Then, of course, there's strategic advice. Once in a while, they'll need a sounding board that should I take X person's money or Y person's money, or should I raise money now or should I wait for 6 months? Or if this acquisition offer has come in, do you think I should seriously consider it, right? So those are more heart-to-heart chats where they need your time and your attention more than anything else. So those that we are obviously available for. So we tend to become their agony aunts, where sometimes they just call us up to rant that this happened, that happened, this happened, right? And we just pick up the phone and say, "Don't worry, it's fine. Like you'll figure it out." Sometimes it's a more strategic discussion on let's see your cohort data and let's figure out what else you could be doing to fix this retention problem or stuff like that. But the day-to-day of it is those three things that I need to raise money. Can you connect me to people? I need users and I need employees, right? So on part one, we have a wide network of investors that we know across the world, and we work closely with the founder to help them build their narrative, their decks, help them build a story for the next round, and help them set targets also that today this is where I'm at. If I hit XYZ numbers in the next 6, 8 months, that's probably a good time to go raise money. Um, Second is on employees again, because we've been operating in the ecosystem now for a long time. We know a lot of folks. So often the founder wants an intro, like they want to hire a senior dev or they want to hire a BD guy, and we might know someone who's a good fit for that role. Then the third thing is customers. So there we try to amplify them as much as we can online. Those are for the B2C companies. For B2B, I think again we have a wide network of founder angels that we work with. We have a wide network of LPs in our fund who are running companies or who are, associated in the tech sector in some way. So we are often able to help make connects to companies that become potential buyers for our founders' products. And I think those three things is basically what any founder wants. More than anything, they want you to get out of the way. I think like we we make it very clear that this is your company and you have to run it, and we'll spend that time that you need and help you think through stuff. But finally, we're not going to get into stuff like why are you hiring X person and not Y person, and or why did you set up your office like here? And there are investors who will come and spend a week or 1 day a week in your office. We are not them. Like we want you to have your space to operate, and we are available when you want us. But it's very much your company and your decision making, and we never want to get in the way of that. So that's our approach.
Yeah, I really loved hearing about the founder first approach, the approach that you and the All in Capital team have. So yeah, honored that you came on the podcast today, and just share with the audience like how they can get in touch and how they can kind of learn more about All in Capital.
So we have a website, allincapital.vc. You can email me at kb@allincapital.vc, or I'm @Kushal Bhagia on Twitter or X as we now call it. Uh, you can apply to us on our website, or you can cold mail me, or you can just DM me on Twitter, whatever works for you. Just keep it crisp, like keep it to the point, what are you doing, who you are, and send your deck. A lot of people ping us saying, can I share my deck with you? Which I don't understand. Like, obviously you can, just do it. So just send whatever material you have, and I'll give you a quick yes or no. Am I going to do a call with you, or am I going to pass? Just take your shot, like don't hold back.
Amazing, amazing. I think I love the concept of being very open and being approachable on every single platform, and also the concept of shooting a shot. I think that's really key for founders to learn and to take
Yeah.
away from this episode.